order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which is a nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Are there any changes or revisions to the regular or consent agendas? Okay. Motion.
I move to approve the regular and consent agendas. A second.
That you. Wade made the motion to approve the regular and consent agendas. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. All right, recognitions and information. CES STEM and Choir, Mrs. Muncy. Thank you.
And this man here. For Peter and STEM night, and this year we're calling it Discovery Night. So she's going to share about that. Part of our Discovery Night is our choir performance. At the end of that, so Mr. Mann is here to introduce his choir. So I'll let Mann take over. It's in a PowerPoint.
Did you get that? Just a second.
Alexa and
Just a second. Just a second, Aaron. I'll send it to you right now.
So next Tuesday, from 5 to 6:30 will be our Discovery Night. There'll be some stations hosted by the special area teachers and a couple of other things that are going on there too. We'll wait just a moment and get that pulled up.
Sorry about that.
What did you call
Could be
it?
in either one of your emails,
Discovery
Aaron.
Night, yes, because we're hosting a Discovery Fair. Scholastic is offering a new kind of book fair theme. It's a STEM-powered book fair, STEAM-powered book fair. It's only offered in the spring. It's kind of being piloted, so we'll see how well it goes and all of that. So it's newer. We'll test it out and see. So we'll still have a book fair later in the spring, I believe, April-ish too. So it'll be in conjunction with what we're already doing.
Sorry about that.
I'll go ahead and talk about what
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I have been working with the choir students. We have, I think, 13 students right now. Several of them have come tonight, and they're going to perform one of our songs.
Oh, great.
Okay.
So next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, they will perform 4 songs. Tomorrow for Manny, Let's Go Fly a Kite for Mary Poppins, My Favorite Things from Sound of Music, and then finally, You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. So we've been practicing those once a week for the past 6 weeks. So
Great.
I think it will go well.
Hey, we're good to go. Look at that.
So this is our schedule of events that evening, 5 to 6:30. Like we already said, our Discovery Fair and STEAM Night. 5 to 6, we'll have special area teachers having STEM stations, and then our Title I Literacy Night is also happening that evening. So there'll be literacy games in the library. Cafeteria. I will update that. Sorry. And then 5 to 6, there'll also be an art show going on. Mr. Padgett will have some artwork displayed around the room, and then 6 to 6:30-ish, maybe a little shorter, we'll have our choir performing. So this is kind of what our STEM stations will be. It will have Sphero robotics paintings, and that's an example from them over at Fillmore. They're round little robots about the size of a golf ball. It has a silicone shell on it, and you can coat it. You can also use like a joystick app with it, but that silicone shell is water resistant, so you can also run it through paint. And so that's a painting example. Unfortunately, we don't have any of the current things because it's not until next week, so some of these slides will look a little sparse. Mrs. Pitts is going to do some health data tracking with a heart rate and make some graphs of they'll exercise for X amount of time and then count their heart rate and see how that changes and shifts. I'll have a few brain game kind of things, brain flakes, dynamometry, and pixel art available, as well as trying to run and check on other people and seeing what's going on in the Discovery Fair. I've got some volunteers that are going to help run the cash register for that. And then Title I, Miss Klein, Mr. Rissler, and Mrs. Smith will have the literacy games in the cafeteria. Again, I'll pop in some art fair when we have that all displayed and up and ready. Same thing for the choir. I'll snap some pictures there and have that up and going. And then if you're super interested, you can see the steam powered book fair little promotional video that they sent. It's fine if we don't watch it. It's 3 minutes long. It's fine. Next year, we might shift this to a little bit later in March so we can have our classroom teachers do their Create to Think projects, because typically that happens right before our breaks. So it'd be putting a little bit of pressure on them, especially with the testing windows being open right now, to get all of that done and displayed. And then maybe we could also have some more STEM stations up in the classrooms as people are floating around. And then, just because I was first on pictures, our third graders are in charge of the garden towers at both buildings. So we made some mosaic pizzas on our first harvest, and that's some examples of them. They are awesome. Yeah, it was a hoot to be two on the nose. They ate it up like it was so much fun. They are lush and growing so well for this next round. We have actually had to trim them back. There are a couple sneaky plants trying to go to seed, and I'm trying to push off our next harvest until right before spring break, because it's right before spring break, and hooray, spring break. We'll make our own salad dressings for that, so we'll switch it up because they are much bigger and ready to go for those. And we've started our K2 robotics club, and that'll wrap up right before spring break. These are some pictures from that. The first ones with the green pads underneath are directional unplugged activities with our Code and Go mice. The middle pictures are some Ozobots that do line follow, and we wrote some stories. And so like the Ozobot's gonna walk 3 steps forward and then turn right, and they have to figure out their little path with those. And then the last ones are using dash robots, and there's a iPad app that goes along with that, and it's more graphical coding. We'll get to next week, even graphical block coding with iRobots, and then creating that art with the Sphero to wrap everything. 3-5 starts after spring break. And I think our main focus will be Lego Spike Essentials for those. So you build with the Legos, but then there's a hub that you can plug in motors and sensors to make them do different things. And that's the end.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks.
So now for the choir.
Thank you.
So choir students, you want to come on up? Oh, you're nervous. Get it over with. Then I told you could leave if you wanted to. You guys just going to stand right here.
Let's look at the board, and I want you to say your name loud and proud, okay? You say your name nice and loud. Declan.
Lenora, Nevaeh, Nova, Penelope, Marilyn.
We're gonna- And let's get the, hopefully, this sounds great.
Yeah, just
Great.
Thank you. That was great. All of that was just like super. Thank you. Thank you. And if there's anyone else that would like to leave at this time, you're welcome to do that as well. Thank you, parents and teachers. Okay. Financial update.
Yep. In your board package, you received the latest financial reports through the end of the month of January 2026. You had all the claim docs, the payrolls, cash flows, transfers, all the fund reports. We're going to continue. We'll talk about this more in some of the legislative update as well, but we'll continue to proactively monitor and plan for the upcoming impacts from current legislation and potential legislation that since the legislature is meeting now. And we'll continue to look for ways to reduce costs across the district without impacting student and staff safety and their student learning. So we want to continue to do that, but we are going to have to look for ways to reduce costs.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Wade, do you have a legislative update for us?
Since I was not able to attend the State House Day, I have been in contact with Dr. Smith, and he went to a legislative breakfast this morning and kind of agreed to share some of the things that were shared with him this morning at that meeting.
Yep. So it was at downtown Indianapolis this morning at 6:30, and had a legislative breakfast. Unfortunately, our local reps did not show up. So all the Putnam County superintendents got to sit around and talk about the legislation ourselves. So, but we do get summaries from our associations and ISBA as well. And today was a very active day, so I don't have an update on what happened today. But there was an education. There were several education hearings all morning long. So a lot of the things that I'm talking about, some of the laws that they're working or bills, sorry, that they're working on right now. Action may have taken today, or they may have been completely dropped off. I don't know that yet because that report didn't come out by the time I had to get this all ready for today. But some of the ones, I mean, the big bill is 1004. That's the basically various education matters, and so that's the one they're looking at simplifying some things, taking some burden off of schools as far as the number of reports, which our state reports lady, Alexa, will appreciate that. But they are looking to reduce some of the overhead that we have to do as far as reporting and so forth. And some guidelines within that, but there's a lot of things within that bill, and so what they're looking at now is, are there amendments? Are they taking things out, or they're not? So I don't know where that is, but that's the big bill for education right now is 1004, House Bill 1004. There's a couple of the Senate Bill 161 is another education matters bill as well. So that's concerning because it has to do with funding and so forth, and where they're allowing certain scholarships and so forth that may take money away from public education. And then there are a couple other things that were inactive today, but Senate Bill 238, which is basically maybe trying to help offset some of this Senate Bill or Senate Enrolled Act, one from last year. They're seeing how they can maybe tweak that. We'll see how that works out. And then House Bill 1313 and House Bill 1288, which are two other major education type bills. One of them, House Bill 1288, has to do with the property taxes as well, and maybe another way they're going to go with that. So we're monitoring it. There's a lot to keep monitoring, but I'll try to have an update for you soon, and I can send that out to you once I know what happened today in the legislature. So
Thank
a
you.
lot of things to monitor right now. Thanks.
Yeah. 5D project update.
Yep. Pretty simple at this point. The weather permitting, we're going to be moving forward with a few final aspects of the field house. We are fully operational, so that's great. The things are working. We're about 97, 98% complete, but some of those things were weather dependent. So things like on the roof and around the roof and so forth, they'll be finishing up. So we're getting close.
Thank you. Item 6, public comment. Did anyone say? Okay, and now we are to item 7, new business. Consideration of elementary handbook update.
Yep. In your packets is a description of the requested language change. Basically, all this is going to provide alignment directly with the middle school, high school handbook regarding illness. And so we want to make sure we have exactly the same language in both. And so just asking for that approval so we can get that updated in the electronic version.
Yeah.
I
I
move to
appreciate
approve.
it being aligned.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just said I appreciate it,
Oh, yeah.
them catching those things.
Always good to have alignment.
Yeah.
I move to approve the elementary handbook update. Well, second.
Joe made the motion to approve. Lee seconded the handbook update. All those in favor? Thank you. Item B, consideration of the E-rate project.
So you have all that bunch of information in there about E-rate in your packets. And we work with 5-Star and AdTech to recommend E-rate projects every year. In your packet is the E-rate project. And we're projected to get a 70% discount on that, which is why we use E-rate and AdTech to do all that for us. And they do a great job. Brett Lewis has been doing that for us for AdTech for as long as I've been here. He's been doing, I think, for 20 some years. After he retired from being a superintendent, says, I guess he was bored and wanted to do some other things with government regulation. And so he's already done all the legally required steps to give this to us to move forward with this E-rate project. Jamie Tennis from 5-Star is here as well. She can explain what the project is if you want to hear it from her. If you're okay with what's in the packet, you can go there too. That's completely up to you. If you have any questions, she can
Anybody
answer
have
them.
any questions for Jamie?
This, we get a discount like every year, but it's not necessarily 70%, right? That can vary.
That can vary.
My understanding, is that right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And a lot of it has to do with percentages of free and reduced lunch. And so that is what is used to help in that calculation. So it can vary year to year depending on what that percentage is.
Right. Okay. And then so the estimate there, that's like, that would be what we would pay. Okay.
Right, when it's all done. Yep.
I move to approve the E-rate project.
I'll second. We made the motion to approve the E-rate project. Holly seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Item C, consideration of revision of 2026-27 corporation calendar.
Yep, this is a little bit embarrassing, but there's a very simple change for an error that no one caught until about a week ago. So we had an extra day for staff and students in the previous approved calendar. So this version now just has 180 student days and 185 teacher days, as it should have in the beginning. So we just gave everybody a day back. All we need to approve that revision so we can have our required 180 and 185 for teachers.
I move to approve the revision of the 2026-2027 corporation calendar. And I'll second it.
Joe made the motion to approve the revision of the 2026-27 corporation calendar. Wade seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Consideration of Fanning Howie as the architect for 2026 CMC project. Is that how I say that?
That is correct. In your board packets are the recommendation details to approve Fanning Howie as the architect for the upcoming 2026 CMC project. Dr. Penrod ran the RFP process, and we painstakingly then went through each proposal received to select our architecture partner for our recommendation tonight. Choosing a design and an engineering partner is more than just choosing a firm that can perform the work. It also includes all the relationships developed and the trust given to the firm to embrace the South Putnam brand and culture. I think Fanning Howie has fully embraced that in our most recent projects that we can now see come to fruition, and they delivered work that has received accolades locally and statewide. So I'm just asking tonight for the approval to move forward with Fanning Howie, and this is the design as the architect for this new CMC project.
Questions?
I think it makes sense
Dr.
to go.
Smith?
Makes sense to go with them after working so closely with them with all the previous projects.
Yeah. Um, could you or Dr. Penrod just explain the difference in the project from the field house project and this one? You know, I mean,
Yes.
the
Yeah,
CMC
yep.
versus the,
Yep. I'll let Dr. Penrod explain that one.
Yeah, thank you. The result of human learning methods and the conference was called. So the MC is a little bit confused. In a different project. This see all from the beginning. So smart. It they like finding the construction. Well, we can. And the other part of the other good part is delivery method. I can guarantee in this delivery method. It, it, it,
thank you.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about that? Okay. If you're ready to make a motion.
I move to approve Fanning Howie as the architect for the 2026 CNC project. I'll second.
Joe made the motion. I mean, Wade made the motion to approve the Fanning Howie as the architect for the 2026 CMC project. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. E, consideration of Patterson Horth as a construction manager for the 2026 CMC project.
Yeah. So similar to what we just did for the architect, this is now for the construction manager side of the conversation. Again, Dr. Penrod ran all the details in the RFP process for this. Similar to the goals of the design and engineering partnership. The CMC construction manager needs to understand South Putnam, and we need to know we can work together effectively. Good news on that is we've developed a great relationship with Patterson Horth, including their executive team through previous projects. I know they'll be a great partner with us this time as well. Currently, they work with multiple school districts and they're even embedded in some of them as their preferred construction partner year after year. So I'm just asking to approve Patterson Horth as the construction manager for the CMC project.
Thank you. Remind me, RFP stands for, I don't know why I can't remember.
Request for proposal.
There you go. That was easy. Thank you. Okay. Y'all have any questions about that for Dr. Smith or concerns? May I have a motion?
I move to approve Patterson Horth as a construction manager for the 2026 CMC project.
Second.
Lee made the motion to approve Patterson Horth as a construction manager for the 2026 CMC project. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. All right, we're to letter F. Food services presentation, transition to self-operated system.
Yep. So we had a little preview of this last month. And this month we're going to have the presentations from all the people that are involved in that. And we'll start with Lori.
Good evening, and I'd love to thank each and every one of you for this opportunity, your vote for food service to return to self-op. I am aware of challenges that I'm facing, and that's why I have onboarded Vicky Coffey as my mentor. I think that is a very necessary improvement for food service and Click Co-op with Katie Rogers. And I would like for Vicky to speak and Katie to speak to you on their partnership.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Vicki Coffey. I'm the Nutrition Services and Healthy Schools Director for Edgewood Schools in Ellettsville. And I come to you and Lori here through my little side business, if you will, with mentoring and professional development. So we put together a strategic action plan for you. It's in your board packet. We are going to work through 4 different plans there, and one is to assess our staffing levels. We want to get those to our state benchmark at our 15 to 18 meals per labor hour. And then we would like to increase our daily participation, which has decreased a little bit, but we'd like to get that back up for our breakfast and our lunch participation. We're going to work on some recruitment and retention as well. And then, of course, we want to keep our lunch fund in a good, healthy balance. So we'll take a look at that too through our action plan there. We did include in your board packet the 26-27 budget forecasting, if you will. We will tighten that up a little bit once we go through our annual financial report here at the end of this school year and make sure again that we have a good healthy fund balance to keep operating from. And then I've included my MOU as well that just kind of details the things that we'll be doing and a timeline that we'll work together as well, beginning in March. And so then March 19th, I believe, is my first day on site after we take back the self-operation of the food service on the 17th of March. So I just want to let you know that I've known Lori over a decade. We have worked together through our co-ops. We were in the West Central co-op for years together. And food service directors often lean on each other for some support and mentoring. I did the same with Lori when she moved to Click before I did, and I got with her from some advice then. And so I'm just here to help her support in this big move that we're making back to self-op. So Katie Rogers is up next.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Katie Rogers, and I'm the administrator for K-12's Leading Indiana Co-op. I want to start by thanking Mrs. Cooper for coming to our innovation showcase. I hope you enjoyed the day.
It was great.
Did you eat a lot?
Probably a little too much.
Yeah, that's what happens.
One bite at a time, added it up pretty quick.
Yes, yes. So thank you for being there and taking the time to come and see what we're all about. So Click is a large purchasing co-op operating in Indiana only, and it's operated by food service directors. And so food service directors are making all the decisions on behalf of our schools. We're pulling all that purchasing power from all of our different districts together to drive our prices down. The decision still lies with the local school district and the local school board. So we are just out to get great pricing for you and get great products for you. We do a lot of testing, a lot of cuttings. And so it is a fantastic group, and really students are our main priority in getting the best products possible. So I'm so excited to work with Lori again. We worked together a couple of years ago, and she is fantastic. She is passionate. She wants excellent menus. She wants high quality. And so we've spent a lot of time on the phone talking about different products. And I don't know if you've been to any of the testings she's done in the cafeteria to bring out some new items for the students. So she's excited, and we're so excited to have you back to Click. So thank you so much for your vote of confidence.
Thank you.
What's Click an acronym for? Just curious.
K-12's Leading Indiana Co-op. It's probably not on there.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah, yeah. We used to be WIC, West Indy Co-op.
Okay.
We started at Wayne Township and Decatur Township, and we've just grown like crazy across the state. We will only say that. Yeah, so now we're Click.
Thank you.
Do you
Thank
have
you.
any other questions?
Anybody? Questions for
Anyone?
anyone
Nope.
standing up there?
Nope.
Um,
Can I bring up Mr. Sanders?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That is one of the challenges, you know, that we face is staffing. And Mr. Sanders and I would like to work together with his students. And I'm going to let you.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to be here to get the opportunity to kind of explain a little bit about what I do here at South Putnam. Some of you may know me. If you've been to a basketball game or a football game, you've probably seen my face around or heard me on a microphone, and you know I don't do very well speaking in front of people. So I wrote down what I want to tell you so that I can use your time wisely and so that I don't ramble. I am a teacher, so I tend to ramble a lot. My name is Mr. Sanders. I run a program here at South Putnam called STORE through Old National Trail. Okay. And it's our high school life skills class. And it serves students with mild to moderate cognitive disabilities. And our goal is simple but powerful, and it's to prepare students for real life beyond these walls. Our students have a lot of challenges. Okay. While we continue to work on functional academics like reading, math, and communication in our classroom, our primary focus is on life, vocational, and work readiness skills. Learning in our classroom extends well beyond a textbook. Each day, our students build responsibility and independence by doing activities around the building, like cleaning the cafeteria after lunch, maintaining spaces like we're maintaining the new wrestling room, cleaning it for the wrestling team, and collecting and transporting the school's recycling and taking that to the local recycle center uptown. Inside the classroom, students practice essential daily living skills like doing laundry, cooking meals, grocery shopping, and managing a household budget. We also believe strongly in community involvement, and our students volunteer at the county museum, where they help clean and care for the exhibit rooms, gaining both job experience and having a pride serving one's community. As students near the end of their program, we work, when appropriate, toward meaningful employment in the community. We assist with job placement, provide transportation, coaching, ongoing support for both the employee and the employer to ensure their success. I could give you many examples of successful successes that we've had in the community. We've had students working in job placements that I helped them get over 20 years ago. Some of them are still there. When I see students working in jobs that I help them get, of course, they come and tell me about their lives and about their families and their kids that they have now. But a lot of times they talk about the careers that they have and the skills that they learned from Mr. Sanders or from the SOAR program, or years ago, we called it the John Moore program. And in the past, Old National Trail program that I helped facilitate partnered very successfully with other school systems to provide authentic paid work experiences for students. When our program, for instance, went based out of Greencastle, we operated under a collaborative agreement with the food service director there at that time. If the school needed a worker in the dish room and we had a student who was ready for that opportunity, we filled that position. It was flexible and responsive. Sometimes students rotated days. Sometimes we had a placement that just wasn't quite the right fit for that student. And when possible, we made adjustments. A lot of times we would have a new student come in the very next day to begin training so that we didn't have a gap, both for the kitchen staff and for our students. Students earned a wage and were treated as real employees. Our staff worked side by side with them from day one, training them, modeling, job shadowing, As students grew more confident and competent, we gradually stepped back. We transitioned to a more supportive role, including transportation, regular check-ins with kitchen managers, periodic walkthroughs, and continued coaching as needed. We also help kitchen supervisors understand effective communication strategies with our students. Some of our students have communication barriers, especially when introducing a new task to a student, multi-step tasks. We've approached employment with flexibility because every student is different. Some students become independent quickly and thrive with minimal supervision. Others need a job coach nearby for an extended period, and that's okay. That's why my staff and I are here. Our goal is to not simply fill a position, but to teach durable work skills students can carry into adulthood. We also recognize that for many of our students, this is their very first job. They are learning how to handle expectations, deadlines, pace, workplace pressure, sensory demands that sometimes feel overwhelming. For employers, we ask for patience, and Lori is very good at that. Knowing that speed and efficiency often come with time and repetition. Be assured that our staff will remain alongside them as long as needed to ensure that both the student and the employer feel confident and supported. Ultimately, our history shows that when we can work together, we can create meaningful opportunities that benefit our students and our schools. We remain open to exploring creative partnerships, whether that be through food service, custodial support, or other building needs, where our students can contribute, grow, and take pride in being productive members of their community. At the heart of everything that we do, one central mission is to equip students with skills, confidence, and independence they need to become productive, contributing members of society. And that's what we do in the SOAR program. And that's what I've been doing for 26 years. I'm always looking for new opportunities. Lori has heard me several times about, I want students to work in your cafeteria, because it's an opportunity for us to be in the building alongside them, working alongside them. By being in the building, I can have all of my staff be a part of this, so that before my staff takes students out into the community, they know what to expect in a kitchen. So, does anybody have any questions?
My only, I think it's great. I think it's great. And I think it's nice that we have kids in the building that can work in the building and do meaningful tasks and make a little money, right? Because we would be paying them, or the food service would be paying them. My only concern is to make sure that the communication between the regular workers and the students and your staff is clear. Yes, very clear, because that's a lot for someone who's coming to work to do their job, and then all of a sudden now they find out they have to teach somebody else or show somebody else or put up with somebody else that doesn't know.
May not be working at the level that a typical person would.
Right.
I get it.
And I wouldn't want anyone that we would hire as an outside person to not be kind and understand.
Yeah.
But I guess that would be on Lori when you hire people,
Right.
to make sure that
Absolutely.
communication, yeah.
So the staff I currently have don't have the experience that I've had in the past. So I'm training them as well. And I've already been prepping them about this. When I've talked to Lori about it, is that these first few weeks of trying this is about getting my staff in there, because what happens is my staff will learn the job, and then they teach the job to the student. And then if the student doesn't work out, or we have a rotation or a new student that comes in, our staff takes care of training the student on how that kitchen runs, so that her staff isn't burdened with having to coach and teach the student. And then if by chance, if they get independent enough that we feel comfortable, obviously in communicating with the kitchen staff, if they feel comfortable with us backing away, then we start to back away. But we're always there with the phone or text or whatever. Hey, we need you down here. We need you here. Okay. We come over and we find out, we figure out what's going on. How can we help? What can we do? But again, it all depends on the student. I have a couple of students that I could probably train one time. They could probably take care of the job and not have a problem. I have other, but they might have other barriers like attendance, right? We have other students. We have other students that may need more hands-on direction for a long time. My goal for the student before they exit our program is to figure out what they can handle. What can we push them towards? How can we help them through vocational rehab or PCCS or wherever we get them to? What kind of skills can we build in them? And I can't do that if I don't know what they can do, what they can handle.
Do you have enough staff to cover that, or are you limited in how many students you can place?
As of right now, yes. I have 4 staff members besides myself, and I have 17 students in my class. The only students that I will be pushing out to work are what we call our transition students, and those are students that have already graduated from high school, but they are allowed to stay in a special education program to the age of 22. And those students are the ones that I'm working on getting work skills. Mm-hmm. The students that have not graduated yet are still working on their academic credits. So I don't want to take away from that. They have to earn certain academic credits in order to be able to get that certificate, that alternative diploma.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The ones that do decide to return to our program, it is my job to get them ready to work. My goal is always to have them in a job by the time they exit our program. That's the success that I look for.
Very good.
Any other questions? Thank you. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Very well. Thank you.
Very much. Yeah.
Anybody else? For anybody on the? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
I want to say the trip I made with Lori to the Click Food Show was okay, so the food was much better than I thought it would be. And I tend to be kind of a health food person, you might already know that, I don't know. Anyway, the new food regulations and guidelines are for more whole grain, more fresh things, and less processing. So like it was impressive. And they had, I don't know, past chefs there. I mean, doing the, I don't know what you would call them, but they were the ones serving the food and making different recipes with what they had. It was impressive. But the other thing that was very impressive to me was talking to Lori on the way home about food commodities and how many, she's got so much she can spend here. And the reason why, the co-op works so well is because a lot, she was telling me a lot of information. And I came away from that thinking, yeah, that's not a job I would want to do.
I did spend all my money. Yeah, have that done.
Good girl. Anyway, it was a good experience, and thank you all for what you do. Okay. All right. So there is a motion. No, that was a presentation. Yeah. Okay. So now, if there's no other questions or anything that you want to ask, okay. All right. So now we are ready for consideration of the transition to self-operating food service program.
Yep. So are now at the action stage of this transition process. So after hearing from Lori, Vicki, Katie, and Tom, we're now seeking the official board's approval to transition to self-operating food service program.
Which would include all of what we
all of everything you just heard. Yep.
All the things.
Yeah, and we're going to go piece by piece, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I move to approve the transition to self-operating food service program.
I'll second. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Is that Lee?
Yeah.
Wade made the motion to approve the transition to self-operating food service program. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you.
Wait here.
Hopefully the kids will cheer.
Yeah.
Um, I can see why they would. Consideration of Vicky Coffee Hybrid Mentorship Program.
So another one of the action items on this is, as shown in your board packets, we're seeking the board approval of Vicky Coffee Hybrid Mentorship Program now. Official action.
So my question on that was what we got, unless we got something else, was the Mrs. Coffee's, sorry, was your sheet of, I mean, there were different charges. So,
We submitted you. Yes, I submitted, yeah, that was.
oh,
mine
okay.
there. I submitted
Okay,
something that you do. Yeah.
So
Okay.
what we have in the packet is the current MOU.
Yeah. Oh, so that's with
Bottom
links, right?
document.
It's hyperlinked, yeah.
Under H,
Yes.
oh, which is what we're on right now.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Yeah, I was looking in the wrong place. Oh, wait, no. That's all I have too. All I have is the, oh, no, it is different.
It just looks the same, the admin and that.
Yeah.
Those dates on it and just kind of details.
Yeah. Yeah.
The services.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Good. Can you look at this one just to make sure it's the current one?
Yes. Wait, just a second. Yes, we had the onboarding meeting in the yes, that's correct.
This is correct.
Yes.
Yep.
It's $3,500 for the entire year. The $500 retainer fee was already paid at the last board meeting.
Okay.
And so then that is to text and phone calls and all the things.
Okay.
And then the on-site is 4 times a year, and then the rest of it's the on-site.
Okay. Good.
And we're getting invoiced after performance too.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Right,
each
yeah.
semester,
June and then
and then
December, yeah.
invoice after the semester.
At the end.
At the end of
Yeah.
the 6, yeah.
After
Yeah.
performance.
Yes.
So if there's something on here that maybe Lori thinks she needs now, but you get going and get in the groove and all that, and you maybe don't need something, you wouldn't do it, and so we wouldn't be billed.
Sure, we would
Yeah.
make an amendment, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fair.
On the action plan, it said it was on a January 14th board meeting. Is that
Yeah, we were supposed to have, I don't know if we were supposed to have a January 14th meeting to begin with, but Lori and I met in December originally. And so then I believe you had a board meeting where Lori spoke. Is that right?
Yeah, our January
Yes,
meeting.
I added that on there, and that was just the retainer fee.
The
right?
retainer-
We
Yeah.
approved that on the 14th.
Yes, and it's already been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If there are no questions or
I move to
Ethan?
approve the Vicky Coffee Hybrid Mentorship Program.
I'll second.
Joe made the motion to approve Vicky Coffee Hybrid Mentorship Program. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Consideration of Lori Young as full-time food services director.
Yep, we had to do this. We couldn't do this in the consent agenda because we didn't, at that particular point, did not have a self-operated food service program. So now that we do have a self-operated food service program, we can now hire Lori as the full-time food services director, and as detailed in your board packets.
Any questions? I move to approve Lori Young at full-time food service director.
I'll second it.
Lee made the motion to approve Lori Young as full-time food service director. Wade seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Okay, what's next? Sorry, consideration of kitchen staff compensation and benefits.
Yep. So Lori can start hiring her staff and getting things set up for March. We need to set up the compensation benefits plan for the kitchen staff. So it's all detailed there in your board packets, and we're just going to seek approval of the kitchen staff compensation and benefits. That's outlined.
Questions?
I move to approve the kitchen staff compensation benefits.
I'll second.
Wade made the motion to approve the kitchen staff compensation and benefits. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? K, consideration of marching band surplus.
Before we get there, congratulations, Lori and team.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
There's a lot of work going into this point, so I know there's a lot more to go. So, all right. So, yeah, let's move on to the marching band surplus. Mr. Champion's here if we have any questions regarding any of this. But we're just seeking approval of that listing of surplus marching band items so that we can make room in the band area.
I like to think that drums never die; they just kind of fade away. I saw all those drums. I'm like, oh, poor drums.
Unfortunately, they're at the end of their life. They've seen better days.
Percussionists can be abusive to things.
Do you speak from experience?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. And I beat on things like drums.
Any questions or anything?
I move to approve the marching band surplus.
I'll second. Lee made the motion to approve the marching band surplus. Holly seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Consideration of out-of-state field trip.
As per policy, overnight or out-of-state field trips require school board approval. In your packet, there's an out-of-state field trip for our 5th graders in May, which is the annual St. Louis trip. Everybody looks forward to that. And then we're just seeking your approval for these great experiences for our kids.
I move to approve the out-of-state field trip.
Second.
Joe made the motion to approve the out-of-state field trip. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? All right. No other business. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, well, I know this is going to be a long meeting, so I kept the report pretty short.
Thank you.
But I thought it'd be some good news here at the end. Had a lot of people finding out what was going on this, and so we did submit a waiver to the IDOE due to that winter storm that impacted instructional days during the week of January 26th through January 30th. That waiver request was approved. This means that South Putnam Community School Corporation is responsible for providing 179 instructional days this year instead of the regular 180. And same restrictions. We can still only have 3 asynchronous days, but they have given us a day off basically. So if we have anything coming up, if we have another day of weather that requires a school closure, we can just use this waiver day and have an old-fashioned school day or old-fashioned snow day. So.
Does that mean we've already had 3 asynchronous days?
Nope. We have, let me see, 1 asynchronous day left. We have this free day left. We have the flex day before spring break. As of right now, plus all the synchronous days.
Good,
we should
right?
be fine. No. Okay. So no action or anything. I'm just sharing a little good news.
That's good.
The DOE approved our request to get a waiver for that week. So.
Good deal. All right. If there's nothing else, we will adjourn. And our next regular school board meeting will be held on Wednesday, March 18th at 6 o'clock right here.